Welcome to practice today. We're going to be doing some Okido yoga, Japanese style yoga, very fun and grounding and a little bit improvisational. We'll be incorporating elements of self-massage along the way and learning some acupressure points. So I'm starting in the Japanese style of sitting called seiza. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you might be cross-legged. This practice probably won't work so well in a chair, but you can always sit on a chair and just do the bits that work for you. As always, every cue is an invitation. Just listen to your body. So we're going to start just by seeing if we can take our sit bones between our feet. Might not be able to, but just have a go. And maybe just reach behind and find your feet and just massage them with your hands. And then we're going to just slowly walk our hands back. You'll feel a bit of a tug on this quadricep group of muscles at the front. And then we'll walk our hands forward, and you might even come up onto all fours. So take some time. You can shift your weight side to side. You might warm up wrists. You can turn them over if you like. You can turn your fingers back towards you. So be a little bit like a cat, shifting weight. And see if you can stack your shoulders directly over your wrist. Just notice how the body feels. All right, we're going to go back the same way we came. And this time we might come back even further, maybe onto the elbows. Just see whatever your body will enjoy or like. Walk around to one side and then the other. So we're starting to just find some movement in the base of our spine. If you like, you might come all the way down, maybe not. Feel that really strong sensation in the legs. Make sure you don't put any pressure on your neck as you come back up. And we'll keep moving between these two shapes. We're going to add something here. We're going to add a little tuck of the toes at the back. So this time when we come back, our sit bones will come onto the heels. You might come up into a little toe squat, strong sensation in the toes. If you like, reach back, create a little more space between each toe, maybe. Take a deep breath. And then we'll walk forward, untuck the toes, tap them out. And then we're going to do a little bit of rocking. So come back, lift the knees up, walk the hands forward, maybe tuck the toes again. So we're working into our stomach line. So one point you might like to focus on here is this point right where your foot meets your leg. There's two tendons there right in the middle. That's stomach 41. And we're just connecting it with the ground. And you might like to just place your hand flat to the floor underneath the leg and just roll onto the knuckles a little from side to side. We're working our way along that stomach line. And then we're going to extend both legs out. And this time we're going to find a point called the extra mile point. If you trace up the outside of your legs in between your tibia bone, the one at the front, your shin bone, and your fibula bone. There's only two bones on your lower leg. So go in between those two bones until they're just about to meet. So there's that kind of chicken wing bone point. This is stomach 36. I'm going to use my heel, lift my foot up, just place the heel right where my thumb just was, and just small circles with the foot. Take a deep breath. This is a very common acupressure point for extra energy when we feel depleted, when we feel fatigue, and we just need a little bit extra. Stomach, of course, is the place where our food goes once we've eaten whatever nutritional things we might be putting in our body. Every bit of food is medicine. And maybe our body is absorbing those nutrients, maybe not, but this will help. Keep your attention there. Let your leg just be heavy. And then we'll extend the foot out and a little wobble side to side. You might like to bring in a kind of figure 8, shoulders, hips, everything spiraling. And then same point on the other side. So we're tracing up our outside of our leg in between the two bones. When they're just about to meet, this is where we place our heel. And small circles again. Keep your attention right underneath the point. And when you're ready, you might extend the legs again. A little more spiraling motion. And then we're going to come back into our kneeling shape and just lean into it. So you might have shoulder over elbow, turning palm up, palm down. And we want to be using our ulnar bone, the one underneath where the elbow is. Not so much using the elbow, but you might like to try that if that works. It can be a bit intense. And we just want to be sinking body weight into it. So not a lot of effort, just gravity. I really like practices that connect us to the ground, but you can, of course, do this in a seat. So we're still tracing our stomach meridian. You might like to tuck the elbow right into this linguinal crease and just a little bit of a blood stopping point here, maybe. Just take a few breaths. And all we're doing is just letting the flow of blood stop. And then when we come out of it, blood will flow through, gush through, keep moving through our body. All right. And we'll do same on the other side. So shifting weight, shoulder comes over the elbow. And we just want to be on the outside of the femur bone. Femur bone, that big long one in the top of our leg, is the longest bone in the body. And just notice how it feels. We're looking for just any tightness or tension on the outside of that bone, just sinking into it. And you might come right into that crease again and just big sigh. And then letting go. All right, let's extend our legs again. A little more spiraling movement. And now we're just going to see if we can bring our hands to one of our legs just above the ankle, just like a bracelet, and just let the foot be really loose. Shake it out. You might like to roll the ankle. And we're just looking for space. You might have clicks and pops like my ankle. That's okay. And another shake. And then we'll bring the foot down and we're going to use kind of two clamps. So fingers on top, thumb at the bottom. Thumb presses into the calf and fingers both sides of the shin bone. And working our way up. You might even like to turn your hands over and interlace the fingers. So we're kind of squeezing the calf muscle at the back. And there's a point I love on the bladder channel. We'll have to use our knee for this one, where it's about halfway between ankle and knee. And we just let the point sit, big sigh. And we use our knee as a massage tool. Sink it in there. Take a breath. And let's bring that leg back down. So same leg, we're going to draw the foot in. And this time we're working on the inside line of the leg. So similar kind of movement from palm down to palm up and working in towards the body. Shoulder stacked over the elbow. Listening to our body. Can we have a conversation with our body today? What's it telling us? Are we listening? All right, we're going to bring this foot back to the floor. And now we had our hands this way. Now we're going to turn them over. So two thumbs on the outside of the femur bone, and our fingers are going to pull into the hamstrings at the back. Just work your way up the leg. And when you're ready, we're going to extend the legs out again. Another little spiraling motion. Notice if that leg we've been working on feels a little different to the other. And then we'll switch over. So let's grab a hold of our ankle again, or just above the ankle, and let the foot be loose. You might roll, shake. You might like to just press down, roll into so that your shoulder is over your palm and pressing down. All right, let's take that foot flat to the floor and we're going to work up the leg again, squeezing the calves, pressing in either side of the shin bone. And we'll bring the knee again underneath. And just sink the leg onto it. Sort of right in the middle of the meat of the mango of the calf. Just let the leg be heavy. And then we'll bring the foot down, draw it into the body, shoulder stacks over elbow. And when you're ready, let's pick the knee up again, this time turning the hands over, thumbs outside the femur bone, fingers pulling into the hamstrings. And we'll extend the legs. Hopefully both legs feel a little freer, maybe a little longer, maybe not. Okay, let's take both feet together and just let our body rock. And you might like to just let your whole body be as free. Notice any tightness or tension. You might turn around, maybe. And letting go, we're going to come back onto all fours. Again, just padding around, just like the cat. You might like to drop the spine and then curl it up. Let's work into our shoulders a little bit. We're going to take one arm up, reach it up high, and then thread it under the body. Bring it all the way down, shoulder down to the ground. You might like to take your hand behind the back, stacking the shoulders. Deep sigh. And then we'll untangle, press under the shoulders, come back up. And let's try the other side, reaching up, lifting up high, and then threading underneath. Head comes down to the ground. You might take hand behind the back. And when you're ready, untangling. Coming back onto all fours. You might like to bring the knees together, feet together, and just wag the tail, maybe even looking back, seeing the tail behind the body. You want to have that feeling of spiraling, twisting motion right through the spine from neck right down to tailbone. And this time we'll walk the hands forward. Drop the shoulders down. Tiptoe the fingers as far ahead as you can. And big sigh. You might like to tiptoe the fingers to one side, maybe to the right side. And then take them over to the left side. And then back through the center. And walking the hands back towards the body. We'll tuck the toes one more time. Drop the tailbone down, then lift the tailbone up. Maybe reaching back to find the heels, maybe not. And then all the way back down. We're going to bring hands to the ground, lift the tailbone up. You might like to press from one heel to the other. We're going to walk the feet towards the hands. Take your time. When we get there, just big sigh, maybe a big ragdoll. Let's take the toes out a little wider to the heels. And we're just going to drop the tailbone down, come into a deep squat. Take a breath here if you can. You might bring the hands together. If you need to drop down to tailbone, drop down. Maybe take 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, all the way down, we're going to bring legs together, feet together, extend the arms. You might even take the legs a little higher. Back of the neck long. And then we'll take some rock and rolls. You might like to pause on the shoulders, big sigh, and then pause when you come back up to our boat pose. Maybe one more time. And when you're ready, all the way down. And just let your spine be heavy for a moment. We'll bring our hands down to the ground, palms down. As we take a breath, tailbone will lift up when we sigh out. Let's take a new breath to bring our arms overhead. Big sigh, tailbone comes back down. This time we take our arms wide all the way down to the hips. A new breath out to lift up. Breathing in, reaching above the head. Sighing out, curling down. And then a breath in to return the hands. Let's bring them up to the knees. Draw the knees into the chest. We're going to reach up in between the legs, maybe find the ankles or the feet or the shins. Little happy baby side to side. We'll draw the knees back and extend the arms out wide. Let's lift the hips to one side as we roll the knees to the other. And then we'll keep the knees glued together as we come back up. Lift the hips to the right side, go to the left, or whichever the opposite is for you. Now we're going to do this one more time. So a spiraling motion through the tailbone again. And knees drop down. And we'll come back. Let's extend the legs up, spine flat. You might like to take a little bicycle wheel. Maybe change direction. And when you're ready, we're going to draw everything in as small as we can, little wobble side to side. You might let your body just roll over to the side. Take a breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly pressing up. And when you come back to sit, just notice how the body feels. Something has hopefully shifted. Let's bring our palms together in gratitude for our practice today. And then we'll bow to each other.